I'm Donald Bell for Cool Tools, and in this video I'm going to go over 3 Ryobi cordless tools that I think are worth picking up even if you're already invested in another cordless power tool system. I'm not generally a big fan of Ryobi or Riobe, but these 3 tools in particular I keep coming back to because they offer something unique, or at least unique for the price. Now if you want to get any of these, there are Amazon links down in the description. First up is the Ryobi Cordless Hot Glue Gun. It runs around $35 as a bare tool without the battery. This thing takes the bigger half-inch style glue sticks. Mine came with 3. It has a great molded grip and a satisfying trigger. There's an illuminated on-off switch on the side, and the tip has a silicone cover on it that really cuts down on the chances of getting burned. The tips are replaceable too, so you can swap out any Surebonder style tip if you want to change how glue flows out of this. The 2 things I love about this, one is that the weight of the battery pack really acts as its own stand. It feels just like using a cordless drill. But more than anything, I love that hot glue can now go anywhere. Instead of bringing work to the hot glue gun, I can now bring this to the work. So if you're working on costumes or upholstery or just working out of the back of your van, it's totally liberating. There are drawbacks, of course. The best case scenario, Ryobi rates the battery pack for about 3.5 hours of use, so it's not an all-day solution. I also find that this glue gun dribbles more than my other ones, which isn't a big deal, but it makes it a little messier. But the biggest drawback is expense. If you don't already have a Ryobi battery pack and a charger, getting all of this together is around $150, which for me is just a silly amount to pay for a glue gun. But if you already have the battery system, at $35 for just the tool, it's been a crazy convenient thing to have around. Next up is the Ryobi Power Inflator. This one is around $30 and it's a cordless air pump that has a pressure gauge built right in. I race little electric go-karts and I caught on to this thing when I saw other teams using them to quickly inflate their tires. But once I got one for myself, I use it for inflating bike tires, car tires, soccer balls, pool floaties. It's super handy. The drawback to this is that it's really loud. If you're pumping up your bike tires early in the morning, all of your neighbors are going to hear it. And one hack for this that I recommend is to keep a strong rubber band or an adjustable tie of some kind on the handle so that you can engage the trigger for an extended period of time. If you're pumping something up from flat or pumping up a car tire, this will free you up. I use a length of Beadle Wrap that works really well, and I'll include a link for that in the description. Finally, there's the Ryobi Pistol Grip Caulk and Adhesive Gun. This one is $50, and other brands make a version of this too, including DeWalt and Milwaukee, but those options are 2 or 3 times the price. It's essentially a motorized version of a standard caulk gun. You load the tube, you set the speed you want it to push out, cut the tip, and get to work. They also include a little poker here if you need to unclog a tube. Aside from making it a lot easier on your hands, the big payoff for these is that you can put down a more even, continuous bead of material without that hiccup moment when you have to re-squeeze a manual gun. Ryobi rates this at 500 pounds of push force, so it should be able to handle really thick material. They say that you can get up to 200 tubes from a single battery, but I don't have that kind of budget here to test that one out. There is a downside to this design though. The other more expensive adhesive guns out there will automatically retract the pressure a little when you release the trigger. Without that feature, material will still slowly leak out of the Ryobi version after you let go, until the pressure catches up and equalizes out. I don't consider that a deal breaker, but if you're trying to get really precise and cut down on wasted material, you may want to look at other more expensive options. So there you go, those are the 3 Ryobi cordless power tools that I recommend. If there are others that should be on this list that you love, let me know by leaving me a comment. And you can find links to all of these tools down in the description. Be sure to subscribe to the Cool Tools channel here, and remember you can find thousands of reader recommended tools just like these at cool-tools.org.